Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the Eye on Asia podcast, where we talk about market research and trends in Asia. I'm Lay, and I'm recording here in Manila with Joey. How's your holiday break, Joey?
Thanks, Lay. My holiday breaks were really nice. Happy 2022, everyone. My name is Joey, and we're recording our second episode today, January 5th. If you've listened to our pilot episode in the first episode before, welcome back. But if it's your first time listening to our podcast, please sit back and enjoy as we share with you some of the latest news and trends in the region. Of course, this episode is brought to you by dataSpring's Panel Now, one of Korea's biggest panel websites. Let's talk about our Asian news feature. Today, let's talk about one of the top buzzwords of 2021, the metaverse. Now that our internet presence is transitioning to an AR/VR environment, as highlighted by Facebook's announcement in rebranding itself as Meta, let's see how the ASEAN region countries are catching up to these recent developments. The title of the article is ASEAN Onboard the Metaverse Ship. It was released in November 17th, 2021, and the author is Rebecca Oy, and our source is from TechWire Asia. A part of this article includes details how social media giant Facebook changed its name to Meta in attempt to rebrand itself as a social platform for self-expression. The company is pivoting its ambitions for the metaverse, thus blurring the lines between the physical world and the digital one. However, Facebook Meta isn't the only tech company to explore a 3D virtual reality where people interact with others using avatars of themselves. The developments towards metaverse are on the rise in Thailand, Vietnam, the Philippines, and Singapore. In Vietnam, the most expensive NFT game from Axie Infinity has topped cryptocurrencies related to the metaverse. Created by Sky Mavis, the company's market capitalization has reached $8 billion US. SHR Ring from Thailand recently announced the beginning of the application period for grants in practicable research in the areas of the metaverse, digital identity, and NFTs. Buzz AR is also transitioning to join Facebook to co-create a metaverse ecosystem. The Singapore-recognized tech company run by game veterans Ken Lim and Bell Be recently announced that it acquired the cooking game VR, a Facebook Oculus Spotlight virtual reality simulation game. Meanwhile, Metadata in the Philippines focuses on democratizing artificial intelligence or AI, blockchain technology, and game development through the metaverse ecosystem. Nexon, the leading South Korean game company, plans to release new metaverse content using its popular IP MapleStory. Another leading gaming company, Netmarble, has founded a metaverse entertainment subsidiary to develop a virtual reality platform for virtual K-pop idols. So many things are happening right now in the preparation for the metaverse. Do you think the metaverse concept is inevitable, Lay?
That's for sure. Online companies like Google and Facebook are continuously working on various AR and VR projects, both of which are essential components in creating the metaverse. Remember when Google Glass and Oculus Rift were introduced to the market? These were two devices that were ahead of their time. And now that other technologies in VR and AR are catching up, more and more people are getting more reliant on the internet. Establishing a metaverse is getting more plausible by the day.
I think so too. I also read the news that brands like Coca-Cola, Nike, and Adidas are heavily investing in metaverse projects lately. And games like Fortnite are providing us with a preview of what a metaverse may look like soon. I personally have my own NFT collection, which I got through websites like Binance and OpenSea, while some of my friends were really crazy about playing Axie Infinity and other play-to-earn games a few months ago. Asian nations are catching up with the trend, and I also heard that in Korea, there's a major metaverse project that will create a digital copy of Seoul. And so it's all very intriguing, and I'd like to know how it'll all turn out.
Aside from that, consumer brands are jumping into the metaverse right before it becomes a mainstream trend. News like these generates more buzz. People are now discussing the implications of having a metaverse as a central environment for interaction online, as well as its pros and cons. The next few months will be very interesting. I myself am interested in buying some NFT art and maybe selling a few of them when their prices get high in the market. We've recently posted a blog post about market research finding its place in the metaverse. We recommend that you check it out on our website. as it tackles different approaches on how to develop market research projects in this new, exciting place.
Our episode is brought to you by dataSpring's Panel Now. Established in 2010, this Korean panel recruitment platform contains online surveys that provide points for rewards, overseas market research, and thesis survey services. You can visit panelnow.co.kr for more information.
We have a portion on the Panel Now website called Quick Survey, where we post different questions targeted to thousands of respondents in South Korea. Today, we'll be highlighting one of the recent questions that give us an idea of how South Koreans spend the final days of 2021.
40,256 South Koreans participated in our survey on where and with whom they wanted to spend time with at the end of December. Here are our top 5 answers. 24% or 9,681 respondents said all they wanted was a simple meal with a family, while 20.2% or 8,123 respondents said that they wanted to do a special countdown to bring in the new year or to ring in the new year with their lover or partner or loved ones. However, 16.6% or 6,691 people weren't really sure whether or not it was the beginning of a year or the end of a year, and they just figured the routine would be the same. 12.1% or 4,875 people agreed with the statement that they hated crowds and they'd rather stay at home and eat tangerines all day, which was pretty unique. But 7.2% or 891 respondents said that they wanted to do like an award ceremony to enjoy while flipping the TV channels back and forth.
A simple meal with the family would also be my choice for this time of the year. What about you, Joey? How will you spend the remaining few days of 2021?
I guess it's pretty much the same for me, Lay. I don't know if it's the Filipino culture, but basically family is very important. So I just decided I will decide to stay at home and just have a simple meal. If I could do anything more, basically, I guess I'll extend that simple meal with close friends and relatives who I haven't seen in a few years.
I'm sure with the world situation right now, after experiencing multiple lockdowns around the world, many South Koreans would want to spend this time with their family, especially for those who were stranded from a different country for months or even a year. I hope that this time everyone around the world can be with their loved ones after being separated from them or simply spend the last few days of 2021 healthy and safely while greeting the coming year.
This is just one of our many surveys posted on Quick Survey in panelnow.co.kr. You can also follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter to catch our weekly Quick Poll survey highlights coming in from our survey platforms across the Asia Pacific region. Surveyon in Southeast Asia, Panel Now in Korea, and Zanli in China. If you'd like to create or try out a quick poll survey, feel free to visit our websites, surveyon.com, panelnow.co.kr, and zanli.com. If you'd like to set up a more comprehensive survey, then you can contact us through our website, dataspring.com. That's the number 8, ASPRING.com.
This is the part in our podcast where we entertain some of the most frequently asked questions in the dataSpring website. We get a lot of questions about what we do in the MR industry, so here's an opportunity for us to answer them one by one. We hope to answer all of the questions, but we'll take them a handful at a time per episode.
Yes, let's check some of the questions. Our first question comes from Mahendra. What is the panel coverage of dataspring? The answer is dataspring maintains millions of respondents across 12 Asian countries, covering more than 47 assorted panel profiles. You can download dataspring's panel book to know more about the panel coverage in dataspring.com.
Coming from Suwani, the question is, how can my market research project work with dataspring? We have a contact form on our website that you can fill up so we can know the details of your project. You may also get an idea about the feasibility of your project by using free IR check. You can access both of these on our website, dataspring.com. Those are our two questions for our Q&A segment. If you have any questions for Dataspring, just feel free to send them to contact@dataspring.com. Again, that's contact at dataspring.com, and we'll gladly answer you.
Now let's proceed to our next segment where we share valuable and effective market research studies. Here are tips and tricks that you can apply to your project to yield more insights effectively, especially when working in the Asian region.
Today, we'll be sharing how to make your mobile research survey work in Asia, which will help you connect online across the region easily and overcome hurdles you might face when conducting mobile surveys. Tip number one: keep it short and simple. Simplify your survey. Keep the phrases short so respondents won't have to zoom in or scroll down the page to read your questions. And remember to use the right cultural context.
Tip number two, make it mobile optimized. Keep in mind that some countries in Asia have insufficient mobile infrastructure, so there will be a significant lag in connectivity, so you should learn how to optimize it and make it more accessible for them. One effective way of mobile optimizing your survey is breaking it up into small sections so respondents can focus on your survey through a smaller screen.
Tip number three: avoid fancy features. Fancy features in online surveys, such as sliders or quick wheels, might look good, but when it comes to mobile devices, they may be harder to interact with and their load time might be longer. It's better to provide your respondents with simpler answering formats such as checkboxes and text boxes. This way, it will be easier for them to read and interact with it.
Tip number four, minimize device scrolling. Continuous scrolling on mobile devices can affect the respondent's experience and can actually frustrate them. So avoid providing them a page that they will need to keep on scrolling. Remember to avoid interlinked questions where they will need to go back and forth to previous questions, and single questions that have drop down menus that can extend beyond the mobile screen. These types of scrolling can be time consuming and frustrating on their part.
Tip number five: test, test, and test. Always check your survey if it's already suitable for distribution before sending them to your respondents in Asia. Check if it's compatible with the most mobile devices and operating systems that they have. And if the survey appears on screen as you intended, we highly recommend that you send out your survey sample to a small number of respondents for testing to check its quality.
These are the tips and tricks we offer you and your project so that you can use to make your research more effective and to avoid mistakes when conducting mobile research here in Asia. You may also find these tips and tricks in our blog at dataspring.com/blog if you want to read more about them.
We're now at the end of our podcast episode, and we'd like to leave you with a quote. This one comes from the Microsoft co founder Bill Gates. Quote: I believe in innovation and that the way you get innovation is to fund research and learn the basic facts. Unquote. That's all we have for our pilot episode. We hope you liked that what we talked about.
We're planning to release more episodes soon. If you have some questions or proposed market research projects, you can email them to contact@dataspring.com or you can visit our website, dataspring.com. Don't forget, it's the number 8, ASPRING.com. Our sales teams are available 24/7 to answer all of your inquiries.
We look forward to setting up more episodes for you. Bye for now.